Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Stefan, and today we'll be starting our Stellaris 2.2 Megacorp playthrough. Today I'll be discussing the empire that is going to go behind this build, the difficulty settings that we're going to be using overall, and the strategy that we're going to use to achieve our goals. So let's begin with the empire. We'll be playing as the 2 quintillion IQ swarm, an intelligent and research-focused hive mind, which is also a devouring swarm. Since we're playing as a devouring swarm, it's gonna restrict our diplomacy very significantly, and considering the aggressive AI will be attacked quite a bit, and we'll also have to attack quite a bit as well. The devouring swarm civic also allows us to get a bunch of outposts up and running very quickly, reducing their cost by 50%, and so we're gonna be using that to our advantage to spread as far as possible early on, but then also as strategically as possible to secure as little choke points as we can. That is because with the difficulty settings, we're not going to be able to rush anyone right away, and so building up and securing our borders is going to be a priority in this build. As far as our other civic goes, we'll be going for divided attention. This is going to provide some extra admin cap. Since we're going to be expanding early on, divided attention will come and be important very quickly, and so this admin cap plus 20 will mean that we're avoiding 6% extra tech cost and 10% extra tradition cost, because those are the penalties for going 20 over your admin cap. These are static values, and relative empire size has nothing to do with it. And so divided attention for our empire is simply going to be a flat tradition and research speed bonus. As far as our species goes, we're going for a pop rush strat, and so going with rapid breeders and communal is going to help us achieve a lot of population without a lot of issue. As far as our negative traits go, we're only going for sedentary, and this is going to decrease pop growth from migration, which we should not be having a lot of, considering how we're a hive mind, and increase resettlement cost, which is quite alright in my opinion. You can pay the extra energy credits to get the bonuses of communal and rapid breeders. And now, before covering the strategy behind this build, let me go into the difficulty settings and just demonstrate what we're going to have to deal with throughout this entire run. First and foremost, we're playing on Grand Admiral without scaling. This means that the AI will get massive bonuses right off the bat, and we'll continue having these bonuses until we destroy them. The AI aggressiveness as at high. This means a lot of wars and a lot of conflicts that we're going to have to deal with Grand Admiral AI. And to put the difficulty tier on top, we'll be playing with full AI empires and full advanced AI starts. This means that any early rush is impossible, because every AI empire will start off with 3 to 5 planets, a massive fleet, and a massive economy, so outpacing that is practically impossible. As far as our difficulty settings go, we'll be playing with mostly normal ones, with the exception of the mid-game and endgame crises, which will both start 50 years earlier, and we're also playing with slightly reduced wormhole pairs, because I don't really like dealing with wormholes, to be completely honest. As far as gateways go, we'll be just completely turning them off, and that is to increase performance in the late game. The major slowdown experienced in 2.2 has been primarily due to gateways and the way trade routes work through them, and so by turning them off, we're going to avoid that problem entirely and have the game run just as fast as it normally would. But now that you know what we're dealing with, let's cover the strategy for this build. The first and the most important part of the strategy is that we're not going to early war. Early war will decimate our economy and will likely not do too much harm to the AI enemy empires because of the bonuses they have in the early game. In order to have a somewhat reasonable chance of beating them, we're going to need a somewhat equivalent economy and a significantly more advanced military. And to achieve the more advanced military, we're going to be going for a tech rush throughout the entire game. A research rush is significantly more easier to achieve with a hive mind than it is with a normal empire, because you simply build a bunch of research labs and a bunch of mining districts to support them. It does cost significantly more to sustain the research labs in terms of minerals than it does in terms of consumer goods. However, as hive minds, we're going to have significantly increased production over normal empires, and with the hive world's ascension, we're going to be able to designate whole worlds to just pure mining. And so that will fix any sort of problem that comes with having a massive and research dedicated economy. Additionally, we'll be going for a pop growth rush, and that'll be achieved with rapid breeders and whatever we can do to increase pop growth speed even further. This includes the policy that increases our pop growth by 33% at the cost of increasing food consumption by 50%. To sustain that, we're going to have to build a bunch of farms and also occasionally go to war to snatch 1 or 2 planets from the AI empires. Of course, that is only for when we can actually wage war, because for the first 50 years or so, we'll just be blocking off the AI with some defense stations. and hoping they don't get through. Well, not hoping, but really working towards it, because it is completely plausible and reasonable to build a defensive station strong enough to withstand any AI fleet at any point in the early game. And so this strategy should not fail you, unless of course you get an enraged fallen empire attacking you, in which case, well, you done fucked up. After initially securing our borders, we will develop our economy internally until roughly year 2300. After year 2300, we will start gearing for war. We'll start converting some of our research labs into alloy forges, and start building up a fleet to take over the galaxy. By that point, every single other empire should be pathetic to us, and if done properly, we'll still be alive at that point and doing quite fine. And so with that, we can attest to our motto: united we stand, the divided we purge. So leave a like if you enjoy the concept of this series, and subscribe if you don't want to miss the first episode, which will be coming out in the next couple of days. And so with that, thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you guys there. Bye bye.